the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, one God. Amen.
كل سنة وانتم طيبين. The church will celebrate the beginning of the Coptic year, new Coptic year, on Thursday, September the 11th. It's a very remarkable date now in the United States and the world, but the church celebrating the Coptic year, the new Coptic year, every year on September the 11th. So Thursday will be the first day of our new Coptic year. Quick comment. The church started the first year of the Coptic year on the calendar year 284. There is some reason behind that. There is no time to explain. But again, on year 284. So let's get a quickly refresh our minds. So when the year, calendar year 284, it was the first Coptic year. This year we are in 2025, which means, what is the Coptic year? What is the Coptic year? Which one we are at now? You can ask ChatGPT. You can ask ChatGPT. 2025 minus 284 equal 1741. We are almost done by the Coptic year 1741. God's willing, on September the 1st, September 11th is going to be the first day of the Coptic year, is 1742. Again, I always forget what year, but I remember always 284. So please, one of the things we need to take out from today, 284. Any year, any Coptic year is 284 minus the calendar year we are at. Okay? Keep this in mind. Second thing, when we are reaching the end of the year, it's always, one of the fathers says, any end equals a beginning of something else. For example, 11:59 tonight is the 1 minute after, 12 a.m. of a new year, a new day. Every year, in a few days, we're going to start the end of the year, and we're going to start a new one. The same thing was our life. In our life, we have stages or phases, and every phase serves the next one. If you are a baby, when we have a baby, he's getting ready, his mom and dad emphasize and focus and be careful that this baby has to eat very well, so when he grows up, he has strong muscles, he has good bones, so he can live his life. If we are in high school, 80-90%, if not all of them, they are focusing on take AP classes, do this, do that, watch your GPA, because you are going to college and you need to be ready. Can you imagine somebody in college, he lives his life and he thinks that if I'm in college now, that's it. This is the end of my life. I'm just finishing college and I'm going to go and sleep. No. If he's not preparing himself in college to be ready with skills to live his next stage of his life, which is the career, the work, so he will not be successful in that place. He will be struggling. He will not be ready for that stage. The same thing, if you are, when we are at work, what the main thing we need to do is 401k. What the 401k? You need to think about retirement, and you're going to find banks chasing us. Be ready for the 401k, because you need to be ready for retirement. You need to be have some income in that time. It's the same thing. This is what goes. Every stage is serving the next one. The same thing, you and me, we need to remember, and I think the readings of the church was very tense, very focusing. And George last week gave us a very clear outlines about the end of days, because we are getting ready for the next phase, for the next stage, which is the eternal life. Please remember, you and me, one of these days, one of these things we need to take out from end of year, my birthday, any occasions, we remember all the time, this is a stage for the next one. You are getting ready for the next one. Am I ready for it? Am I working on it? Am I understanding what I'm here for the next stage? Second comment, quickly, very quickly, is when we are going from one year to the other, it reminds me of something, even the song was talking about it, from generation to generation. What the meaning of from generation to generation? Let's say, ربنا يدينا العمر كلنا 50 years from now. Many of us will not be here. Even the deacons will not be here. Maybe we're going to have new abunas. Maybe we're going to have new generation leading this church, just this Oviedo one, or the whole church itself. From generation to generation, from gil li gil. After 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, we can have new people leading the church. Remember this, please. You are here, you are getting ready the next generation to lead the church. Am I understanding that or not? One of the things very scary, many times we see it, it's very rare, almost none in Egypt, but here in the States. When you walk around here and there, you're going to find a church and a big sign on it, church for sale. That hurts a lot. What do you mean a church for sale? There's no more Christians. There's no one goes to pray. There's no one cares to go and open the house of God. What the meaning of a church for sale? Again, we are generation serving next one. This generation didn't serve next one. And that's why the link is broken and stopped. And the church is closed. Remember, by the end of the year, this is one of the things we need to understand and remember. We are here to take care of the next generation. This is one of the main, big, important goals we need to understand. I'll go quickly on 4 different levels. Let's talk about parents. إيه رأيكم في العظيمة في القديسين الست رفقة, Saint Rebecca? Who does not know, Saint Rebecca was a widow and she was rich and she had 5 kids. Raised 5 kids. احنا بنصرخ من 1 أو 2 أو 3. She raised 5 kids by herself. She was a widow, raised 5 kids by herself. The story of Saint Rebecca the Great at the time of martyrdom, she insisted to sacrifice, or they will offer, kill her kids first before her, because she was worried that they might be shaky and they might deny the faith. What kind of faith here? She's getting all what she learned from the church, from her generation to her kids, next generation. One of them was very young, but all of them were absorbed what she had for the next generation. Saint Athanasius. Saint Athanasius, at the time of Nicaea, the story says he was about 25, 28 years old. احنا 25, 28 years old, we are thinking about totally different directions. And we are raised in a totally different way, that we are thinking about many things, but not these. Saint Athanasius the Great, if you remember, there was a very tough heresies on the church, very tough one. It's about a guy called Arius, and that Arius was saying about Jesus. I don't want to go through these details now. But the history, please يا شباب يا جماعة فكروا في الكلام ده. The history says moms were talking about dogma in marketplaces. الأمهات كنا يتكلمن اللاهوت في الأسواق. يعني إيه الكلام ده؟ They kept the faith. That's why the Coptic church, standing from year to year, from generation to generation, the moms were standing and they were discussing and they were talking, no, Arius da, he's not right. And because of what we learned from before. A quick story from nowadays, about maybe 15 years ago, I think. About 15 years ago. I'm telling you generations and how the church is going from one to the other. A little kid in middle school, and he was at school, coming back, and he was very grumpy and tired and upset and mad. And I went to his room, and he shut his door, and mom was like baking a cake. She didn't know what's going on, so she kept him for a few minutes, and then she went to check on him. And I started to say, Mom, I'm very upset that I'm a Christian. Why you made me a Christian? I don't like to be this anymore. I hate that I go to church all the time. Why, Habibi? What all of a sudden what happened? I said, at school, they're making fun of me that I'm the only one that I might not dating girls or talking about girls, or I have this, or I have crush on that, or why I do not wear And his mom says, don't worry, come. And then while baking the cake, if you remember, older generation, البيست بتاع الكيك ده كنا بنحب نلحسه نجري من ورا ماما وناخده كده ناكله وماما تقعد تزعق لنا وحاجات كده. فشي told him, you want to try this? Taste it. And he tasted it and said, oh yeah, that's yummy, that's very nice. A lot of sugar and powder and etc. Okay, and he said, go outside and bring me some clay, some dirt. So he brought some dirt in his hand and he came, here mom. And he said, try to eat it. So what? He said, you want to eat it? No, Mom, that's bad. That's dirty. That's yuck. I said, yes. Even though this dirt is everywhere in the world, but we cannot eat it. Only good things that we can eat. And you have that decision. You want to be a dirt or you want to be a cake everybody loves to eat. Here is a mom and here is a new generation coming up. And he's learning from his parents that here I am for something different than what the world wanted me to be. We are from generation to generation. Parents, remember, we are here to make those kids. أنا فاكر زمان كان أمانة الخدمة كان يقولوا لنا when you serve kids in Sunday school, always remember you are raising saints for the church. And maybe 15 years, they're going to be leading the whole place. What you are preparing. Remember, this is a vision. We are here from generation to generation. Quickly, second one. About sons and daughters. I think let's talk the opposite. Sons and daughters, whatever age you are, what's my performance at home? What's the relation with my family at home? Saint Damiana the Great, here is her icon, the third one here. Saint Damiana D has a very great story, يعني witness in each one of us. His dad, he was a governor, and he was so rich, and while persecution on Saint Damiana, his dad, his name is Morus, all of a sudden, he agreed to worship idols. And Saint Damiana was away from him. They were not together. So the history says Saint Damiana wrote a letter, and she said, I would rather to hear about you that you are dead than hear that you are worshiping idols. And she woke him up, and he became a martyr. Saint Damiana the Great, and this is one of the rare icons I'm found, was his standing with his dad, Abba Morus, and he became a martyr. What's my role at home? Am I praying for my house while I'm giving them a hard time? Am I loving the church and understanding I am a new generation of a big circle of chain of people in that place while I'm not disconnected? I'm thinking about something else. Very nice story about a little tiny girl. She's in kindergarten. She went to the church, and in Sunday school, they told her, anytime you ask Baba Yeshua for anything, he will do it for you. Anything you want, he will do it for you. And she said, she went to the teacher, and he said, I'm sorry, uncle, but my dad is an alcoholic for so many years. Do you think if I'm going to pray to Baba Yeshua, he will stop? The teacher didn't know what to say because he was keep talking about how God will listen right away and he will do what we want. He said, yes, just go and pray and ask Baba Yeshua and make a deal with him, and I'm sure Baba Yeshua will listen to your prayers. She went home that night, and his dad, as usual, he has one of those bottles, and he was about to drink, and she went to her room and didn't know what to do. So from her side, she started to pray to Baba Yeshua to help her and listen to her prayers to make her dad stop. On the other side, the dad started to get his bottle and start to drink. While trying to get it out, his hand was a little shaky. He pushed the bottle and it broke. Started to be grumpy, and then he went and get another bottle. While getting another bottle, her mom was talking to him. Another bottle fell. And then the third one fell. He started to be very upset and grumpy, and he said, you know what? I will not drink tonight. I will go and sleep. On his way to his room, he heard his daughter in her room talking, and she's saying, Meshi khalas, okay? Deal? We agreed, okay? Good night. What this daughter says, whom she's talking to. So he was a little curious to know what she's saying. So he went inside and he asked her, whom you are talking to? انت بتكلمي مين بتعملي ايه؟ قالت له, she told him, because I heard in Sunday school today, God will listen to anything I want. So I made a deal with him today that I will pray for you to stop being alcoholic, and if so, I told him, deal, ماشي خلاص, you will make Baba stop drinking alcohol. Deal? Good night. And her dad got, wow, she's praying for me for that, and I do not understand, and 3 bottles fell all of a sudden, definitely today will be the last day me drinking. Am I part of that generation? Well, I'm running everywhere. Am I understanding I am part of this big, huge chain of years of keeping the faith? I'm a troublemaker. One last level about work or school. This is an AI picture. Took me a while to make it. So it's about the 8th century. Before I go on the story, nowadays everything falls in the gray area. Nowadays everything can be anything but being true or false. Anything wrong, we have many excuses for. Everything right, we have many excuses not to do. At work, at school, Uncle, ChatGPT, I'm just checking my schedule, I'm checking my answers. Oh, I need to do my homework. Oh, why I have to stay till the last minute of work? I can leave early if they allow me to, so what's the problem? And so on. At that time, on the 8th century, there was a Khalifa named Al-Mutawakkil. And just I'm mentioning the name to let you know. And that Khalifa hates Christianity, and he made them wearing certain colors. Like they were wearing blue, like a kind of blue hat, a blue cap or something. And they have to wear a very heavy a very heavy cross around their neck. And anytime they are outside their house, walking in the city, they have to wear this blue hat and this heavy cross. And that's why they call us for Masr Adma Zar'a, blue bone. Because this heavy thing start to make bad scars around Christian people all around the country. And this area start to be very blue and dark because of the friction, because they wear it while working, while doing anything, anywhere. The history says, one time, the governor of Cairo walking around, and while walking, he found a very old guy walking. And then in some areas, the history says some areas, I don't know what that means, that he should not wear that cross, but he's wearing it. And it got his attention. What this guy do? Why he's still wearing it? He can take it off. Then he started to follow him in Ba'id kida. And then he found him even inside his house, by himself. Nobody seeing him. He kept the cross. He got him really curious, and he went and knocked on the door. Can I ask you why you keep wearing this? You have the luxury that you can take it out at home. He said, this is an order from the governor, and I need to follow. I'm doing it because this is my faith, not because he wants me to. He got really shocked and surprised. And he told him, because of your honesty, I will stop this persecution, and this order will be taken away from all Christians. Am I generations or no? This, my old fathers, this is my generation, this is my church. Nowadays, last year, actually my mom was a principal of high school in Egypt. So she's telling me so many funny stories, Yan. One of them was very clear last year, and I think some of you heard about it. I don't know if you saw this before. This is a tiny piece, like an acorn, very tiny piece, like an acorn, and it goes all the way inside your ear as a Bluetooth. 80-90% of high schoolers now في Egypt في الثانوية العامة go inside so they can cheat on answering the questions. And one of the major questions nowadays between Christian kids over in Egypt, why not? What is the problem of the church? Why I am like 2 or 3 in a whole entire class, we are not allowed to use it? So many kids does. What's your problem, church? You see, we are generations of faithful people. And from generation to generation, from generation to generation, we cannot do this. We are on the totally other side. Remind yourself in this coming 3 days, we are getting the new year to 84. We are ending a year, so it's a new start. Remember, what's your new start? Remember, you are a part of a big chain of years of generations of keeping the faith and Christianity. and glory be to God forever and ever. Amen.